You did this. You caused this and you don't care about him. You gave up on him when you walked out on him and on me when he was 2. You're making this about you when it's about our child. I'll make sure he isn't allowed to even walk through the door. No one will be speaking to him tomorrow. I promise that. I called and spoke to the emergency evaluation center. They don't think he needs an emergency evaluation. They said that since you think he has problems, they can do a general assessment to help with management, but they aren't doing anything else. So if that's what you want to do, that's fine. We can get him set up and do a medication management plan through the center, but he will not be hospitalized ever. At the end of the day, we are ordered to do every best effort to compromise on these decisions. I can prove you aren't putting forth any effort to compromise with me. After reviewing the background of what seems to be going on with Sun, I can definitely see the cause for alarm. The fact that there is already a pattern of extreme anger and violence in a 6-year-old is concerning. I'm sure that there is a lot that wasn't included in whatever report you read. Sun has a lot of anger stemming from his father abandoning us when he was 2. It's gotten worse since Marcus demanding more time. I was able to speak with his primary therapist for a few minutes this morning. He also held the same concerns that I am having now, and was in agreement that temporary hospitalization may be the best route for Sun until we can get a handle on his treatment plan. I am open to that. What we are doing now is not working. That will not be happening. I can provide whatever he needs so he will not be hospitalized. I have final decision-making in our court order, so if this is what is in Sun's best interest, I will agree to it. And I am his legal guardian and his mother, and if he is checked into a hospital, I will sign him out that same day. At this point, if you both are not in agreement to hospitalization, we will not move forward with it. I do believe it is in his best interest. But the constant back and forth of being checked in and out will only cause extra trauma. We can start a medication management plan with him and monitor his progress. But I will say, there may come a time that hospitalization will no longer be a choice. If that time comes, you both need to cope with it for his sake. Normal treatment and therapy is seeming to have no effects on him. If we do not get to the bottom of this quickly, he will end up seriously harming himself. Or the doctor from the evaluation center had no right speaking to Sun's therapist without our consent. That is not acceptable. I do not like this center. I gave consent to both sides to discuss. So once again, you go behind my back with something so important. If you don't want Sun, just let me keep him. You can fully abandon him. It's fine. Of course I want him. But you heard the doctor. Something has to change, and it has to change now before he hurts someone or himself. He is not a danger to himself. He's never hurt himself. Other people, maybe he is, but I'm not worried about other people. I'm worried about him. And what happens when he messes with the wrong person or an older kid and they beat his ass? That's only a matter of time. He won't always be the winner when he starts a fight. He doesn't start fights. The other kids trigger him. I've spoke to Sun's pediatrician. She does not believe that Sun is in need of any of this. She is in agreement with me that you are forcing your narrative onto everyone involved. She did not have that same belief when I spoke to her at our last appointment. Both she and his therapist are extremely concerned about Sun. The only person who does not seem to be concerned is you. Well, I just got off the phone with her and I spoke to Sun's therapist this morning. Both think that Sun is fine. And his actions are that of a normal little boy who has had and a father who abandoned him as a toddler. Okay. They actually are no longer wanting to even work with Sun because of you. They are no longer willing to write prescriptions for Sun because they do not believe he needs them. Honestly, we should just go with the management plan that the evaluation center is setting us up with. We can get his medication through them if he needs it. Hi, this is Sun's father. I was just calling to confirm that Sun was still going to receive his prescriptions through this office. Sun, of course. The medication he is on is lifelong. We would not just take him off of these prescriptions without either slowly weaning him off or switching him to another medication. Okay, wonderful. I think there may have been a miscommunication with my son's mother then. She is under the impression that your office is no longer willing to prescribe them. No, that is not the case. In fact, when she called this morning, she was insistent that Sun was no longer going to receive treatment from us because we just listen to whatever you want us to do. I am assuming this is not the case. Of course not. We will continue working with your office. Would you be willing to put this in writing? Of course, I can send over an email in a few hours outlining our care plan for Sun. Dr. Blank, if I could have a word with you before your session with Sun. Of course, how can I help? Sun had an extremely rough transition to our house today, screaming, crying. It was out of control. He tore his entire room apart during this. And it was like he couldn't hear us when we were talking to him. I am concerned with Sun's escalating behaviors that he will need constant supervision and care. I am thinking about using FMLA to stay out of work and ensure he gets the help he's needing. Would you be able to fill out the paperwork for me? Of course, besides hospitalization, I think that is one of the best things you could do right now for Sun. So you still believe that Sun needs intensive care? His mother told me that you did not think anything was wrong with him. There are clear issues that Sun is dealing with. She pretends she is not aware of them. Even though you both deal with them, she claims that she does not have any issues with Sun in her home. She has told me multiple times that Sun is the way he is because I divorced her. I don't know how I can get him the help he needs when she stops me every step of the way. Marcus, I can assure you that you are not the cause of Sun's behavior. And I can tell you for a fact that Sun exhibits the same behaviors in her home that he does in yours and at school. I have witnessed the emotional outbursts with his mother multiple times. I've seen him curse and slap at her. It is not just you. How does Sun do during the sessions with you during his mom's week normally? Honestly, they are not productive. He refuses to speak to me a majority of the sessions during mom's weeks. It is like I am dealing with two different children. It makes me wonder if he is receiving his medication properly when he is with mom. I got a call from camp. Sun is not there today. Is he sick? No, I told you I was sick of those people. They don't know how to take care of Sun. I'm keeping him with a babysitter during my weeks from now on until he is back in school. Oh, okay. Is it the same woman you were using last school year? No, she was terrible, so I found a new babysitter. You don't need to worry about it. Okay, just send me their name, phone number, and address so I know where Sun is in case of an emergency. No, she is my babysitter and it's my parenting time. If there is an emergency, she will inform me and I will inform you. It's court ordered that you are to share the information of anyone caring for Sun. I don't care about your court order. I will inform you of what you need to know. How have Sun's appointments with the therapist been going? I know he was scheduled to have one today. They've been going great. There's been a lot of progress. I think that's why he is doing so well during my weeks. So you're saying he's had a good week? Yes, that's clearly what I said. I think that pulling him from camp has made a huge difference. He's so happy now. When I spoke to the therapist last, they told me that Sun was refusing to cooperate during your weekly sessions. If that has changed, then I am glad. You have no right to question the therapist about our sessions. That is a violation of HIPAA. I will be reporting this. He is my son as well, and I have a right to know about his sessions. Lying only hurts Sun. Fine, he said a curse word or two, and he didn't want to talk. He was just in a bad mood. Sun hasn't had check at his normal pediatrician today. Will you be attending with us? I thought we were in agreement that we would just use the evaluation center for Sun's medication. I do not agree to Sun being seen by someone who doesn't even want to work with him. No, we were never in agreement. He will be seen at his regular doctor. I have already spoken to the pediatrician and she said she never said she was unwilling to prescribe medication to Sun. She most certainly did. Or are you calling me a liar? I won't have my child go into someone who thinks that they can lie about me. That is completely unprofessional. No one has called you a liar. I will update you on how his appointment goes if you are unable to attend. There should be no updates because I do not agree to him being seen by that doctor anymore. Update on appointment. The doctor is wanting to increase the dosages on Sun's current medications to see if that helps. She is not wanting to try any other medications until the evaluation from the center is done next month. I cannot believe you truly think you have the right to seek medical care for Sun without my consent. I said no. She is insistent that Sun be evaluated as soon as possible. She thinks that there is a major possibility that Sun does have other underlying issues, but for now, staying consistent between household on his current plan will be best. What part of I do not agree do you not understand, or are you just really that stupid? She said she will send you an email through the patient portal to detail exactly what was discussed in the appointment today and give you written instructions on the dosage increase. I'll let her know and you know right now that I do not agree and will not be listening to the instructions of a doctor who I did not agree to.